Hi everyone, my name is Robert Simpson and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a topic that I'm really passionate about, starting a business with no money. Have you ever had a business idea that you thought had real potential, but the thought of the startup costs and financial risk involved held you back? Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't need a lot of money to start a business. In fact, many successful entrepreneurs started with little to no money and built their businesses from the ground up. In this video, I'm going to show you how to identify a viable business idea, leverage free resources, start small and scale up, get creative with funding, and much more. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools and knowledge to turn your dream of starting a business into a reality, even if you don't have any money to invest up front. So, without further ado, let's dive in. Identify your business idea. One of the most important factors in starting a successful business is having a solid business idea. A good business idea should solve a problem, fill a gap in the market, or offer something unique that people want or need. It's crucial to spend time researching and evaluating potential business ideas before committing to one. So how do you identify a viable business idea without spending any money? One way is to start by brainstorming ideas based on your skills, interests, and experience. Think about what you're passionate about and what problems you see in your community or industry that you could potentially solve. Another way to identify a viable business idea is to research current market trends and identify areas where there's a demand but not enough supply. For example, if you notice that there are not many options for healthy food delivery in your area, you could consider starting a meal delivery service. It's also important to consider your target audience and the potential competition in your chosen industry. Conducting a thorough SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, can help you evaluate the potential for success of your business idea. There are many successful businesses that started with little to no money. For example, Airbnb was started by renting out air mattresses in a living room, and Facebook was started in a dorm room. These businesses grew into multi-billion-dollar companies because they had a solid business idea, a clear vision, and were able to execute their plans effectively. In summary, identifying a solid business idea is the first step in starting a successful business. By brainstorming, researching market trends, and evaluating your competition, you can identify a viable business idea without spending any money. By studying the examples of successful businesses that started with little to no money, you can gain inspiration and motivation to pursue your own business idea. Leverage free resources. Starting a business with no money can be challenging, but there are many free resources available to help entrepreneurs get started. By leveraging these resources effectively, you can save money and make the most of what's available to you. Here are some types of free resources that entrepreneurs can use to their advantage. Online resources. The internet is a goldmine of information and resources for entrepreneurs. Websites like Google, YouTube, and social media platforms can provide a wealth of information on topics like marketing, finance, and business planning. You can also find free tools and templates for creating business plans, marketing materials, and more. Networking opportunities. Networking is a powerful tool for entrepreneurs, and it doesn't have to cost anything. Local business groups and industry events can be great places to meet other entrepreneurs, share ideas, and build relationships. You can also join online groups and forums to connect with other like-minded individuals. Government resources. Many governments offer free resources for entrepreneurs, such as the Small Business Administration in the U.S. These resources can include free business counseling, training, and access to government contracts. To effectively utilize these resources, here are some tips to keep in mind. Be strategic. Focus on resources that are relevant to your business goals and needs. Don't waste time on resources that won't benefit you. Network effectively. When attending networking events or joining online groups, be sure to make meaningful connections with other entrepreneurs. Don't just hand out business cards, take the time to get to know people and build relationships. Research thoroughly. When using online resources, be sure to research the credibility of the sources. Look for reputable websites and experts in your industry. Stay organized. Keep track of the resources you're using and how they're benefiting your business. This will help you stay focused and make the most of your time and energy. In summary, there are many free resources available to entrepreneurs that can help them start and grow their businesses. By being strategic, networking effectively, researching thoroughly, and staying organized, entrepreneurs can make the most of these resources and save money in the process. Start small and scale up. Starting a business with no money can be daunting, but it's important to remember that it's possible to start small and scale up over time. By starting small, you can test and validate your business idea without investing a lot of money up front. Here are some tips for starting small. Focus on a minimum viable product, MVP. Instead of trying to launch a fully fledged business from the get-go, focus on creating an MVP that allows you to test and validate your business idea. This could be a simple prototype or a basic version of your product or service that you can offer to potential customers. Use low-cost marketing strategies. When you're starting out, you don't have a lot of money to invest in marketing. Instead, focus on low-cost strategies like social media marketing, content marketing, and email marketing to reach potential customers. Keep your expenses low. When starting a business with no money, it's important to keep your expenses as low as possible. This could mean working from home instead of renting office space, using free software tools instead of paid ones, and finding ways to cut costs wherever possible. By starting small and testing your business idea, you can learn what works and what doesn't before investing a lot of money. This can help you make informed decisions about how to grow and scale your business over time. Here are some examples of businesses that started small and eventually grew into successful ventures. Dropbox. Dropbox started as a simple MVP that allowed users to store and share files online. Over time, they added new features and expanded their user base, eventually becoming a multi-billion-dollar company. Airbnb. Airbnb started by renting out air mattresses in a living room, and has since grown into a global hospitality company. Etsy. Etsy started as a simple online marketplace for handmade goods, and has since grown into a platform with millions of users and billions of dollars in annual sales. In summary, starting small and scaling up over time is a smart strategy for entrepreneurs who have no money to invest up front. By focusing on a minimum viable product, using low-cost marketing strategies, and keeping expenses low, entrepreneurs can test and validate their business idea before investing a lot of money. By studying the examples of businesses that started small and grew over time, entrepreneurs can gain inspiration and motivation to pursue their own business dreams. Get creative with funding. For entrepreneurs who don't have access to traditional funding sources, getting creative with funding is a must. Fortunately, there are several alternative funding options available for those who are willing to think outside the box. Here are some creative funding strategies for entrepreneurs without access to traditional funding sources. Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a popular way to raise money for a business idea. By creating a campaign on a crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter or Indiegogo, entrepreneurs can showcase their business idea and invite people to contribute funds in exchange for rewards or equity. Bartering services. Bartering services is a great way to get the resources you need for your business without spending any money. For example, if you're a web designer, you could offer to design a website for a local business in exchange for office space or other resources. Partnering with other businesses or individuals. Partnering with other businesses or individuals can be a great way to access resources and funding that you may not have otherwise. For example, you could partner with another business that has a similar target market and offer a joint product or service. Grants and subsidies. There are many grants and subsidies available for entrepreneurs who are starting businesses in certain industries or geographic areas. For example, the Small Business Administration offers grants and loans to businesses in certain industries, while local governments may offer subsidies or tax breaks to businesses that create jobs in certain areas. Bootstrapping. Bootstrapping is a funding strategy where entrepreneurs use their own resources to start and grow their business. This could include using personal savings, working a day job to fund the business, or using credit cards to cover expenses. Here are some examples of businesses that have used creative funding strategies. Pebble. Pebble, a smartwatch company, raised over $10 million on Kickstarter to fund the development of their product. Toms. Toms, a shoe company, created a one-for-one program where they donate a pair of shoes for every pair purchased. This unique business model helped them gain traction and funding early on. Warby Parker. Warby Parker, an eyewear company, used a combination of bootstrapping and crowdfunding to launch their business. In summary, getting creative with funding is a necessary step for entrepreneurs without access to traditional funding sources. By exploring alternative funding options like crowdfunding, bartering services, partnering with other businesses or individuals, grants and subsidies, and bootstrapping, entrepreneurs can find the resources they need to start and grow their businesses. By studying the examples of businesses that have used creative funding strategies, entrepreneurs can gain inspiration and ideas for funding their own ventures. Conclusion. Starting a business with no money may seem like an impossible task, but it's actually quite doable if you're willing to get creative and resourceful. In this video, we covered several strategies for starting a business with no money. We started by discussing the importance of identifying a solid business idea and provided tips for identifying a viable business idea without spending any money. We then explored the different types of free resources available for entrepreneurs, such as online resources, networking opportunities, and government resources. Next, we discussed the importance of starting small and scaling up, and provided examples of businesses that started small and eventually grew into successful ventures. Finally, we covered creative funding strategies for entrepreneurs without access to traditional funding sources, such as crowdfunding, bartering services, partnering with other businesses or individuals, grants and subsidies, and bootstrapping. If you're interested in starting a business with no money, we encourage you to take action and start exploring the strategies we discussed in this video. Don't let a lack of funding hold you back from pursuing your dreams. If you want to learn more about starting a business with no money, we've provided additional resources in the video description below. These resources include books, online courses, and other videos that can help you on your entrepreneurial journey. Thank you for watching, and we wish you the best of luck in your entrepreneurial endeavors.